So, hello everybody. If you are watching this, I've got John Hughes with me, and John it's day 21. Got there, day 21. So I want to first introduce John to you. John came to me as a client. He's been on my 21-day intensive RTT and coaching program. And yeah, John, just tell everybody who you are. That you're a normal person.
A normal person. My name's John Hughes. I'm from the Shropshire area. I'm a mechanic. I'm a straight cut as they come, really. A man as such, manly man.
Yeah.
That's all there is to start with, really, with myself.
Yeah, so I'll explain. The reason why I've asked John to do this is because I have got other videos and stuff that I've done, but I get a lot of female clients, and I'm really passionate about manly men.
That's it, manly men. Manly men can have feelings as well.
Actually showing that you were in a tough place. Let's face it, you were in a tough place when you came to me. And for those who don't know, I have a scoring system. And when you came in, like 0 is like the worst, 10 is life is amazing.
On top of the world.
On top of the world. And you were a 3. So yeah. Can you just, without giving too much away, just tell people how you were feeling? What was that 3? What was all the things that were causing you these issues?
When I was at the point in my life when I was at the 3, I was at a very low stage. I'd done things I wasn't happy about. Things were happening around me that I didn't have much control over. I didn't like the person that I was looking at in the mirror. My mind wasn't looking at things in the right way, and I was bottling things up, and it was not healthy. And if I would have carried on the way I was going, I would have just ended up in a worse and worse place, and life would have gone downhill very quickly.
And I think we can also say, without going into any details, that not only the relationship with yourself was challenging, but also that was impacting and overflowing into relationships with loved ones who you cared deeply.
It was very much so. It was affecting the relationship with my brothers. It was affecting the relationship with my partner. It was just affecting everything around me. And I dare say, if it would have carried on the way it was, I probably would have ended up a very, very lonely man.
Yeah. So, given you've been on this journey, 21 days, that's all it's been.
Okay? Yep, not long.
So tell me now, so 21 days later, you're at a 3 when you came in.
Yep.
Where are you now, number-wise? And tell me what your takeaways are. What is it that you've learned in that 21 days by going through this process?
I'm at a 9 now, which is a much better place than I was. I feel enlightened. I feel happier in myself. I feel I can communicate a lot more easier with my loved ones and even, say, my work colleagues. I feel speaking about emotions is a much more of a normal thing now. I feel clearer. Like, I can look at a situation now, and instead of thinking about it the way I did before and it just bringing me down, I can look at it now and I can think, okay, this is the situation. What can I take from it? What can I learn from it? And I just feel better in myself knowing I have the mental capacity to do that now than where I was before.
And we were saying, actually, I think this is important to bring up. We just obviously come off a coaching call, but one of the things that we'd kind of clarified was that it's good to talk, and you now feel that you can talk. You have that emotional resilience. You have that understanding of self, that you can talk, but not from a place of being a victim. It's from a place of empowerment. So yes, you have the courage to be vulnerable, not because you deem that as being weakness, but it's about you are now able to communicate effectively your emotional state at that point.
Yes, that's very true.
And would I be right in saying that before you were out of control, now you're more in control?
Yes, I'm much more in control of myself and what I do now.
And do you feel more empowered in being able to make those decisions? Because
yes.
I think that's key.
Yes, I feel a lot more empowered now. I can look at a situation and I can answer it the right way instead of just bottling it away and doing what I dare say what most men would do. Just ignore it and let it eat them away. I mean, I dare say to any man out there really who is struggling, like, it's okay to talk about things. It's okay to be emotional. It's okay to let it out. You don't have to be a victim when you do so, but it's better to talk about it than to not talk about it.
Yeah, it is. But do you feel, though, that because you found the root cause to why you feel the way that you do, you can contextualize that conversation. So it's not about being a victim and going, I feel this, I feel that, I feel the other, life's not fair. You can go, I'm feeling this, but I can put that into context of what I now know.
Yes.
Because I've been on this journey.
Yes, that is very true as well.
Yeah.
I can look at things differently, and I don't feel like the victim or, oh, woe is me, why is this always happening to me? I look at it in the sense of, okay, this has happened. What can I learn from it? This isn't something, I'm not a victim from this. This is something that's happened. That's fine. What can I take from it? What can I learn from it?
Yeah. And I always liken it. It's a bit like, if you, let's go manly men again. If you want to get a bigger biceps, okay, you want to go to the gym, then you've got to work that muscle. And sometimes you have to tear that muscle, and that can be painful.
Yeah, of course it can.
So how are you feeling now about, if you get a challenge, if you're going to come into something that's a little bit unfamiliar, it's a little bit painful, how do you think the tools that I've taught you, that you've gone, you can use them? How can you use what you've learned now to move forward?
Well, I dare say that now, in that situation, I would use the tools that you've given me, in the write-out you've given me, the RTT you've given me, the meditation you've given me, and I'd use all those tools together, and I'd use it in a situation where I'd step back from it and I'd rethink it all instead of just acting upon it. So I'd rethink it. I would almost design it in my own mind to see it in a different perspective instead of just going forward. Yeah,
I guess to give a mechanics analogy to this, I get, because you said you're a master tech, I suppose it's a case of the sump screw that won't come off.
Yeah.
Most people will get a hammer and start smacking away at it.
Yeah.
However, taking that time to go, okay,
look at it.
What could be the problem be? Do I need to apply a bit of heat? Have I got the right tools?
Yeah.
What's the thing that I need to do?
Yeah.
And so there's a great phrase, which is slowing down is speeding up.
Yes.
And do you feel that it's a little bit like that? The fact that
very much so.
Slow your mind down.
Yeah, slow it down so you can work out. That's a very good way to put it, actually. I do that on a daily basis at work.
Yeah. You just came to mind and just thought, what's the mechanic one? I just remember as a kid, my dad kind of making me kind of go into the car and do the sump screw and all the rest of it. And then
that's it.
Then it drops in the bucket and then you have to stick your hand in all the dirty oil. So, but life is like that, isn't it? And
very
being a
much
mechanic,
so.
I think
there's always challenges.
Mechanic is a great analogy. Because yes, we can have the manual, and we might know how
it works.
The car works, but what you haven't taken into consideration is that part of a wiring coil, which on the day when it was put together, the person who did it had an argument with their partner.
Yeah, and they might not have put the wire on properly. They might not use the right voltage of wire in it, or the amps might be wrong on it, and that could burn out.
Yeah. And I think that's, as humans, we're very similar, isn't it? That if we don't look and diagnose where the problem is, and if as a mechanic, what do cars have now? They have a computer system that you plug in to get the diagnostics. And that's pretty much what we did. We plugged into the diagnostics to find out what the underlying issue or issues were. And then we systematically went through that
to work out the problem.
Yeah, and then started to tune it.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we did.
And that is the analogy, isn't it? Really, that it's no different whether it's a computer, whether it's a car, whether it's a plane. If you don't find out what the root cause is and you just keep running it, eventually it's going to break down.
Yeah, of course it is.
And that's what happens.
You're going to get a much more serious problem if you don't just fix a little problem to begin with.
Absolutely. So, what is for you? What is life going to look like now moving forward? And if you could give anybody a piece of advice who might be at that 3, or maybe wants to know why they feel the way they do, but they're scared because therapy is deemed as this. What are your thoughts moving forward? What's it going to give you, and what would your advice be to other people?
My thoughts moving forward now are much more clearer and much more happier. I can see more of a clearer path to my future. I see a bright light in my future. I know the route I'm going to be taking to it. There's no wavy lines. There's no anything stopping me now. I mean, you've said yourself as well, yeah, there's always going to be tests. We're always going to have down days. We're always going to have good days and bad days. But it's a case of how you perceive them and how you take in that situation, how you look at it, and then how you deal with it afterwards.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be using all of these tools from now on throughout my life, because in my eyes, it's the way it should be done. You should look at things and assess them, and not look at them in the victim mentality. Look at them in the way of, okay, I can take the good from this. It's not all bad. And if I could honestly give anybody any advice who is in that 3 or even lower than that in this situation, don't feel bad about looking for help. Don't feel that you're going to be looked down upon. Don't feel that people are going to think less of you, because you're a lot more of a stronger, manly man if you do look for the help and you do speak about your problems. You're a much more stronger, you're a much more better person if you have the strength to do that. Because having the strength to go out there and ask for the help is strength in itself.
Absolutely. There is no courage without vulnerability.
No, that's very true.
Brené Brown. So one of the last things that I just wanted to ask, and this was something that I realized, and I just want to say from somebody who's just come through it, those feelings that you had, maybe that anxiousness, maybe that shame, maybe that guilt, they're often deemed as being a problem, and we tend to go, well, let's cope and manage that. How can we, get around that?
Yeah.
Do you realize now that all of those feelings that you had were not bad? It was actually your soul, your spirit, the true essence of who you are was trying to communicate and say, no, this is a good feeling. I'm trying to wake you up, but you're attaching all of that programming of other people to it.
Yeah.
And now you realize that there is no good, there is no bad. There are only opportunities to grow. There's only opportunities to step into who you're meant to be here, because the chances of you being on this planet at this time in that body, billions and billions and billions to one. So
of course,
it's not a mistake that you're here. You're not here to waste your life.
No, definitely not. Nothing's a mistake. Okay. Just another lesson on the journey of life.
Awesome. So thank you very much. It has been a pleasure working with you, and I'm sure we will keep in touch. I'm really happy for you that you put your trust in me.
And I'm very grateful
I do what I do. And hopefully, as people watch this, certainly men and women, but certainly men, can know that
there is help out there for them.
And therapy and coaching isn't one linear way of doing it. There are different ways of doing it. And would you agree that the answers aren't on the inside? They're on the outside. They're on the inside.
Yes, they are. The answers are on the inside. It's not something you can just read up online and I find the answers to. The only way you'll find the answers is by looking into yourself.
Excellent. So, John, thank you very much.
Not a problem at all.
I'll just say to everybody, if you are interested and you connected with John's story, I'm very proud to say that I've worked with him for the last 21 days. But get in touch if you want to find out, then please do. And I'd be more than happy to take you from a 3 to a 9 as well. So thank you.